up, y'all? Let me talk a little Marc Jackson, the Reverend, right? This guy is a great announcer. I have nothing bad to say about him in that regard. Van Gundy and him are two of the best. I love listening to them because they got a little bit of banter. They have a lot of knowledge about the game, and they got an opinion on everything. And I like that. It makes it fun for them to listen to. Right now, Marc Jackson is playing a little devil's advocate out there. No pun intended, Reverend, because I know you're a righteous man. But he's almost going out of his way to give the Warriors a few knocks here and there. Every foul call that Van Gundy might be leaning towards the Warriors, Marc Jackson's leaning against them, which is fine, right? You gotta figure the man is a little bit bitter, right? He really feels that he's a big reason why they are who they are. Sorry, Marc. You was a good coach for a year or two. I will give you credit, but you wasn't great. You wasn't championship material. You wasn't championship material when you played. And I don't mean that because I hate or dislike you. It's real talk, man. You had the players to develop, but unfortunately, you didn't have the system, right? All this credit for the defense. You was an ex-point guard, one of the best passing point guards of all time, yet you like to run isolation plays at will. This was your offense. Tell me if I'm wrong. Give it to Harrison Barnes. Clear it out. Have him back someone in. That's not Barnes' game, unfortunately. Every once in a while he shines there, but that's not his game. There's only one player on the Warriors right now that can play that game. His name's Sean Livingston. Plays point guard and shooting guard, and he's the one guy that you clear out on the post. All the rest of them ain't really their game. They can play that way, but you don't want to just do that at will. Now, getting back to Marc Jackson, Andrew Bogut says, hey, take what he says with a grain of salt. Yeah, sure. And it's been reported that Bogut wasn't, that wasn't his favorite coach. I remember back in the day when he was the coach, Bogut described him as a player's coach, right? Which a player's coach could be a good thing on a team like this that just needs to coach themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if people said Luke Walton was a player's coach. He seems very passive and chill, right? And he don't have to do a lot because Steve Kerr, the architect of this offense right now, in this ball movement and pushing the ball, he put everything in place that kept the pieces on the chess table together, and now they shining from it. But this had no fingerprints from Marc Jackson, okay? No fingerprints on this offensive system right now. And the offensive system bleeds over to the defense. And I'll tell you why, folks. It's because the Warriors pass the ball so much, everyone's engaged. And that helps on defense. If you got ball-watching offense, isolation plays, guys are less likely to get back on D. They're less engaged in the game if they don't touch the ball. That's a fact if you know basketball. All right, even if a guy is the swing pass to the next pass that makes the shot, he was a part of the play, he feels better, he's more apt to run and get back on defense. Okay, Marc Jackson, you had your shot and you did okay. You was good, but you wasn't great. Right now, what they're doing is greatness. This comment that he made about Steph Curry hurting the game was completely taken out of context. And I think he knew it would be, and it would give some headlines and some shine, and he's going to come out and explain himself. But what he says is true. Probably, you got kids in middle school, 11, 12 years old, and they want to shoot 30-foot threes instead of drive to the hoop. I would say he's absolutely correct. As a basketball purist, you want guys to develop all their skills a la Steph Curry, who has a la Draymond Green, a la Klay Thompson. Steph and Klay are not just shooters. They play defense. They can dribble. They have a little passing game. They've developed everything. I understand you completely, Reverend Marc. You was correct. It can hurt the game in certain aspects, or just change it a bit. Okay? The three-point line is there. It's going to be there. In a couple years, if you want to move it back a couple feet. I don't care. But it's part of the game. The game has evolved. It's a place where people are practicing. And there's guys that just can shoot the three and play defense, and that's enough to be in the league right now. So I can't blame these kids. But on the other hand, I understand his point. It wasn't really a shot at Steph Curry. The media went all over the place with this, and they was wrong. And tell me if I'm wrong in my opinion, if you think I'm wrong. Yeah, he's a little salty. He's trying to play devil's advocate. He's a little bit bitter, but the Steph Curry comment was okay. That's fine. I'm okay with it. But let me ask you this, Mark Jackson. Let me ask you the question that no one's asked you. Has anyone called you about a coaching job? No, because they did their homework on you. You're high maintenance. You a prima donna. And you're not that great a coach. I'm sorry to tell you. All right? Tell me if I'm wrong out there. Lie.